Imagine you're stuck on a desert island and all you have is a TV, a DVD player, and 5 movies of your choice. What movies would you bring? Today I'm going to tell you about the top 5 movies I would bring and why I chose them. The very first movie I would bring with me on a desert island would have to be Elf. Elf is a movie about a character named Buddy who was raised in an elf factory, so the first however many years of his life he thought he was an elf, and when he finds out he isn't, he goes to find his real dad in New York City. So it's this grown man just wandering around New York City, and it's really funny because he's just so weird. And I'd pick this movie because I watch it every Christmas and I don't get tired of it. I love watching it, and it's really funny, and I would need something to make me laugh because I'm sure I'd be really sad if I was stuck on a desert island. So this movie would definitely make me laugh over and over again. I would never get tired of it. Next, my fourth choice would be A Cinderella Story. A Cinderella Story is a classic remake of the Disney movie Cinderella, and this one's about a girl named Sam who is left with a terrible stepmother and stepsisters. But one night she sneaks out of work to go to her school Halloween dance, and she's dressed as a princess, and she meets the school quarterback, Austin, who doesn't recognize her because she's not very popular and she has a mask over her face, so he doesn't remember seeing her. But she leaves her cell phone, so he finds her to give her cell phone back, and they live happily ever after. And I would choose this movie because sometimes you just have to watch a romantic film from time to time. And this one's a good one because it's not only about the girl getting the guy in the end, but she also ends up getting to go to college and getting her father's diner back away from her evil stepmother and stepsisters, and they all live happily ever after, so it's a pretty good ending, and I enjoy watching it. Next, my third choice would have to be High School Musical 2. High School Musical 2 is the sequel to High School Musical 1, so it's about the same characters, but they're going on summer vacation, and they have some fights in the middle, but in the end, it all works out. And I would have to take this movie along with me because it's a perfect sing-along movie, and it has the right amount of dances, so I'd be really bored if I was on a desert island, so I would need something like this to entertain me so that I can just sing and dance because I'll be super lonely and sad, so this will distract me. And I had to pick 2 because it's most definitely the best of the 3 movies because it has the best plot and definitely the best songs. So I just really enjoy this movie the most out of all because it's a great film, and that's why it's a must for me. Next, my second choice would be Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing is about a girl whose nickname is Baby, and her family goes on vacation, and she meets a boy named Johnny at the vacation place that he works, where he's a dance instructor, and he needs her to fill in for his partner dance, but she's a terrible dancer, so he has to work really hard to teach her, but then they end up falling in love, and it's really cute. And I would choose this movie because I just love watching it over and over again. I never get tired of it. The first time I ever saw it, I watched it like maybe 3 times in 1 week just because I really like the plot, and I really just like watching it over and over again. I like the story, and so I would never get tired of it, so I know it'd be a good pick for me for the rest of my life. And last but not least, I'd bring my favorite movie, Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch is about a girl named Lilo from Hawaii who is desperately looking for friends but can't seem to find any because she's kind of different and weird. But so she goes to the dog pound to find a dog, thinking that she'll find a friend there, and she finds an experiment from outer space and decides to adopt him, and his name is Stitch. And so the rest of the movie is Stitch becoming a part of Lilo's family, and it's very emotional because there's some times where they get separated or they fight, but then they come back together and it's all fun. and I watch this movie a lot, so I know I would not get tired of it. And I definitely want to bring this because it's a really fun movie and has really good music. So it would be a good pick me up because I'm sure I'd be really sad if I was stuck on a stranded island for the rest of my life. So this movie would definitely make me feel better. In conclusion, I chose Elf, A Cinderella Story, High School Musical 2, Dirty Dancing, and Lilo and Stitch as my top 5 movies because not only do I like these movies, but I would be okay with watching them over and over again. So when you choose your top 5 movies, keep that in mind because you'll be pretty bored if you were on a desert island.